welcome to the Experience Strategy Podcast with Joe Pine, author of The Transformation Economy and so many other of the books that are probably already on your bookshelf. And Dave Norton, who's just written a new book on context. We're going to spend today talking about one of the key sections of Dave's book. It's a framework you heard us talk about in the last episode, but we want to dig into it a little further today. And because I didn't say it, and what kind of introduction would be complete without me telling you that I'm here too? Hi, I'm Aransas.
Hi, Aransas.
And it's that kind of day. So let's just toss it right over to Dave. Dave, Stupid, Dumb, Smart, Genius. It is a framework that you, Joe, and I know and love and live by and have used extensively with our clients for years. Do a quick introduction to it for folks who are just hearing about it, but then let's talk about how you have explored it in new and expanded ways in this book.
Can I, Dave?
Let's let Joe go first.
Yeah. Can I talk about how we discovered it? How we came up with it?
Sure.
Right. You remember we were out in Burbank.
Just don't name the client.
I won't name the client, but it was a broadcaster. Can I say that? Or do you have to start over again? It was a broadcaster.
A media company.
And I remember that part of this event, they had their own house consultant there. And Dave had put up on this board, he developed these rows and these columns of all the stuff and all your consumer insights, which was wonderful. And I'm just sort of sitting in the back and watching it go on. And Dave says, and I'm sure Joe's always developed a framework that makes sense of all this. So I went, I should do something. And so within 2 minutes, I had a framework, a 2x2 for it. And it was, that's why Dave likes having me around, right? Just to do that. And so, but then later we were on a different whiteboard on the other side of the room, if I remember correctly. And we had talked about how broadcasting is dumb, right? It's just, and specifically we said that, we need to get intelligence that, and she sort of said, yes, I know, but it's not my job, right? My job is just to be dumb in essence. And in that discussion, we recognized the contrast between dumb and smart. And I don't know if it was you or somebody else mentioned that there's things that are even worse than dumb, which is stupid, right? That's the things that get in the way of what you're trying to do. And then again, if I remember correctly, I thought, well, it was dumb and smart parallel. What is parallel stupid? And genius, right? Genius, that we need to be genius. And, that was 12, 15 years ago.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, no, you were the ones let's extend this framework. Let's, we've talked about dumb and smart. So you've got dumb broadcast TV. It's basically the information gets sent across, your regular TV. And then you've got some OTA or some other kind of technology sitting on your TV. And that makes it so that you can send information back and forth.
Right, and select what you want to watch now, right?
Right.
It gets back to what situation am I in? What mode am I in for what I want to watch, right? Which is impossible with a single broadcaster.
Yeah, and so we were looking at the difference between the two and what it meant. By the way, one of the things that they were worried about in terms of changing their model from broadcast to smart was that they would lose advertising, because advertising, the whole model is built around demographics. The whole model is built around reach, and there's no Nelson measurement technique. And they were just like, "Whoa, what are we going to do?" Right. And now, I can't turn on my TV without it having a customized individual ad that pops up on my smart TV.
Although
they figured it out. It just took them a long time to figure out how they were going to make the business model work. And by the way, it's Samsung that is generating the revenue, not necessarily the broadcaster.
Right. Although I got to mention, my wife and I were watching Amazon Prime last night, right? We're watching a show. And it's sort of like every show we watch on Amazon starts with an ad for Lioness, which we've watched all 2 seasons of. We've already watched the available episode of. It's like, you do not want to show me Lioness. It's just because it bugs me, as opposed to, because again, you don't know me. So even with all this smartness, people still don't know their individual living, breathing customers, right? That's not genius. That's stupid. Again, it's stupid, because I thought, that's exactly the word I used in my wife. I told her, this is stupid. Why are they showing us an ad for Lioness?
What a waste.
Right.
Right.
But thank
And that's
you now for that ad from Amazon via
Right.
Pine for all of our listeners. We hope you enjoy the show.
well, and it's why I always opt into personalization and privacy
Mm,
disclaimers, because I do want that level of
better
customization.
customization. Yeah.
I've learned that I'm willing to share my data so that they'll give me a little bit better experience.
Better. Yep.
Right. So in the book, I don't use broadcasting. I kind of wish I had now that you say it. I use smart glasses. So I use glasses. A pair of glasses, they've been around for 700 years, right?
That's
and
all?
they're awesome.
Right.
Like
They're good at their jobs.
They're good at their job. We all three of us wear glasses. Joe wears his all the time, and they're
Not when I golf, but
now okay, interesting. But they're dumb. They don't have any data, but they do a great job doing what they're supposed to do.
Very good.
And there will always be a market for them. Simple, clean. It's not going away. But then we now have some glasses that are starting to be smart. They may have like a audio component to them so that you can hear certain things. They may be connected to your phone in different ways.
Maybe a hearing device.
Yes, right in your
that
right in the frame itself, right? So that's smart.
Hearing aid. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, I know.
We knew that, Arancis.
Right. And so
kind of day.
That's great. And of course, there's going to be genius. I don't know that we've quite hit it yet. I use the Meta smart glasses as an example of potentially being genius, where it's capturing data and it's using that. You can watch a show on your glasses, or you can take pictures and use that to help you navigate or accomplish different things. But of course, the negative of it is we've already experienced. Everybody remembers Google Glass from just, what was that, 6 or 7 years ago? And people hated Google Glass because it felt like it was all about the advertising. It was all about invasion of privacy. It was using data in the wrong way.
Right. You remember what they called the users of them?
I quoted in the book, but
right,
I don't use
I'll
that
let
kind
you,
of
I'll
language.
let you say it then.
Are they called glass holes?
Yes. Right. And so there in one technology, you have all four of the categories that we were describing. And there's a business model for three of those. And there may be a business model for stupid too.
You didn't mention what stupid glasses are though. What examples you use of stupid
glasses? They use data adversarially against you.
The Google glasses, right?
Okay. That's what Google glasses are. Yes. They're the stupid glasses. So it's very possible for companies to use artificial intelligence in ways that will hurt the customer, and that's stupid. So, but can we do the same thing for travel and leisure? That's the issue. Can we do the same thing for banking? Can we do the same thing for, like, do these principles apply outside of manufactured goods and services? And the truth of the matter is, yes. It works for the framework works for each one of these different industries. And I don't have the model memorized for each one, but we already did it for broadcast. So you can see it there, how it works, but it works in pretty much any industry.
And it works with things that are delivered by humans traditionally, which I think is really interesting. And so it's easy to think about how it might work for things that are delivered by objects, because you've just given us this great example. And if we think about, okay, what do we deliver only by technology? And what are we really comfortable delivering only by technology? Okay, I think we can wrap our heads around that. But I do think it's harder when we move beyond something like media, which is delivered across the wires or the object, and we think about something like medicine or like healthcare in general, finance, etc. But the truth is, all of these human delivered services are now supplemented, ideally, by genius technology. And so that's where I think it starts to get really interesting on the per industry basis.
Yeah. So healthcare is a great example. Like, like there is dumb healthcare. You go into the office, you
can
sit
fill out a
down,
form of information they already have.
you fill out the same form over again. You talk to the doctor. The doctor gives you the prescription. You take the prescription. Like that.
And it
We
doesn't
know that
mean that
model.
that's bad healthcare, to
No,
be clear.
it doesn't.
Just like the glasses. The glasses are doing a really good job just being glasses. And your family physician who is a GP and been doing it for doing all the things for your family for years and remembers all the things about you. Awesome. This is not meant to say that that guy is dumb.
No,
It just
it
means
has
that
nothing to do with the person.
it means that capability isn't informed by genius technology.
Right. There's no context. There's no digital context. There's no data that's.
And one of the contexts they
Beyond the
miss in
human data.
particular is how medicines interact with each other.
Mhm.
And sometimes you're going to your GP, your family doctor, sometimes like, I don't know, hematologist, neurologist, or rheumatologist, whatever it is. And they're each subscribing things, but nobody there has the entire context of everything that you're taking, plus your supplements that allow you to figure out there may be an issue you're having, maybe because of an interaction of this stuff.
Well, exactly. And so what would the genius version be? Well, you don't actually go to the office right away. The first thing you do is you hop on your health AI. It knows all the supplements you're taking, your medical history. It's got the context, and it's able to anticipate. Today, you're going golfing. Joe's going golfing. He really should be paying attention to X, Y, and Z, whatever that is. And then you check in with the doctor periodically to make sure. But on a day-to-day basis, you've got a path, a pattern, an approach that you can tap into. That's genius, right? And what's happening, obviously, and I talk about this in the book, is consumer expectations will change to where that is the new normal. That's the new standard. It won't feel quite so genius in the future. For now, it does. And so that means that the dumb solution is going to feel more like, it's going to feel quaint. It's going to feel niche. It's going to feel
retro.
Retro. It's gonna feel like a relief, because sometimes you just like not having technology involved. All of the above, right? Yeah.
We get to choose, but it's about, again, our needs and our context and our choice. And if what you want is a genius solution, you should have access to this. All right. So this was a fun peek at one of the core frameworks in the book. We have 3 more mini-sodes coming your way, listeners, exploring and unpacking the other 3 core frameworks in this new book from Dave. So go check out the book in the meantime. Hit us back over on the Experience Strategist on Substack with your questions, and we'll be back very soon with parts 2, 3, and 4 of our Unpacking Context mini-sodes series. And we'll try to come up with a better name for it in the meantime.